down to the ground right now. In a second, we're getting ready to get on up the street.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, Chance Goldiron, we had this tornado right here, okay? This is what we're seeing right here. Chance, you're going to come up on this. This is coming from Chris Lee. Chris Lee, we have your shot right now. Go ahead. Tell us what you're seeing right there.
Okay, we could not verify that it came all the way to the ground, but from the shape, it appeared maybe it did. You can kind of see there's a tree there at the very base. It's gone back up a little bit, but no, I would call this on the ground. I'm seeing stuff coming up I'm seeing condensation towards the ground.
The tree's right there.
It's not, if it's not on the ground, it's very close to it.
Yeah, you can definitely see that this is a developing situation, developing tornado. There you go. You see it? There you see it.
Yeah,
now it's on the ground.
That's on the ground.
Got a tornado.
Tornado on the ground.
There's your tornado.
All right, we've got this tornado, and again, this is going to be, I'm still depicting it, just a couple miles north of Newcastle. Rusty.
I want to bring Chris. It's Rusty. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're looking almost due west down 149th Street.
Okay, it's going to cross the river momentarily, Chris. Let me know when you see that happen.
Okay, this is going to, more than likely, it's going to stay going east here, so this is going to cross over the Canadian River. We are still just a few miles, what it looks like, just north of Newcastle. Again, this is going to be just north of Newcastle within this. Looking at the velocity, looking at the picture right there, this is tightening up. This rotation here, you can see this tornado. This is the early stages of this tornado right here. You can see it right here moving to the east. As we pan across here, you can see this is coming in from Chris Lee in Fast Unit 5. Tornado, you can clearly see it. It is on the ground there. That is definitely there on the ground. So we've got this tornado. Perfect location. This is getting even larger now as it continues to move to the east here. You can see the tornado right here. Now is a perfectly good time to make sure that you download the KOCO 5 Tornado app and the KOCO app as well. You can watch our streaming coverage as you go into your tornado shelter. Again, you can see this right here. This is going to be near Southwest 159th Street and May. Large tornado on the ground. Chris, give us your exact location right now.
We are right between Penn and May on 149th. We're looking just south of due west on 149th. It looks like it's south of 149th. Looks like it may be getting ready to come across the river right about now. It's north of that power plant along the river there.
Take it with.
And this is a very intense tornado now. We have watched it go from just a very thin rope-like tornado to now what looks to appear to be debris flying in the air from the base. Damon?
Okay, that is a large tornado now moving into Cleveland County. This is a large tornado moving into Cleveland County. This is coming in from Chance Goldiron. You can see what appears to be is that debris. It looks like we're getting debris in there, and that tornado is getting even larger. That is a very large tornado. If you are living in Moore, this is going to be moving in your direction. Again, Moore, western parts of Cleveland County there. Anyone that is living between Southwest 149th Street, Southwest 134th Street. We'll go south of 134th. That is in Oklahoma City. That becomes 4th Street and more. Chance Goldiron, you're live on the phone right now. Go ahead, go.
David, this tornado is violent stuff like in a house or more. We've got debris flying everywhere. We're at the corner mall west of I-44 and the river. It's about a mile and a half west of the river. This is going to be, let me see here, 37. It's coming up on 37, but it's violent now. We're in the high-end EF5 range on this tornado. It's 37 where McDonald's is, and all the gas stations is just to the west, and it's doing damage, major damage. We're going to follow it here as it's going to cross I-44, but it's getting a lot larger. It's coming
okay.
1 yard wide right now as we speak.
Chance, right? Exactly. Where are you right now? Where are you?
I am Highway 37 and I-44. It just crossed Highway 37, and it is moving northeast up towards I-44.
Okay, Chance, where are you in comparison to the first Moore exit off of I-44, otherwise known as Southwest 149th Street? Are you near there?
We're 2 miles south there.
Okay,
It just missed the Bronx and McDonald's on the Newcastle exit on Highway 37.
Okay, you're at the Newcastle exit, okay, along Highway 37 right there. That is getting ready. It looks like it is going to be crossing over the Canadian River there. Okay, so that is now crossing over the Canadian River.
David,
Chance, go ahead, go. What do you see?
David, people in West Moore we have debris, large chunks of debris. Give me just 1 second. It's going to cross right over the bridge on I-44. It comes in on 149. I got you here, right here. It's going to pass right in front of me.
Okay, this is going to be this is a very large tornado. This is moving now into Cleveland County. So those of us that are living in West Moore, if you're living along Southwest 149th Street, South Pennsylvania Avenue, Southwest 164th Street, Southwest 179th Street, otherwise known as Indian Hills Road, as you make way just west of the West Moore Trails Park, west of the Moore Golf and Athletic Club, Southwest 134th Street. This is a large tornado that is now moving into western parts of Cleveland County. Rusty.
Winds that could be in excess of 150 miles an hour, perhaps even higher than that. These will be in comparison. This tornado will be in comparison to the Shawnee, Kearney tornadoes, EF4, maybe even higher.
Tornado emergency is now coming. We do have a tornado emergency for this storm that is moving into Moore right now. This is a tornado emergency. This is higher than a tornado warning. This is the most significant of all warnings that we can issue when it comes to a tornado, okay? This is more significant than a tornado warning. A tornado emergency is now in effect for Cleveland, McLean, and Oklahoma County. Danielle Dozier, go.
49. On 149th and South May.
Danielle.
Hey, we're at 149th and South May. Just saw a power flash in the sky, Damon. This is a large, violent tornado. It is moving to the northeast, and
Moving pretty much straight east.
we're looking at it right now. It's moving to the east-northeast generally, but I mean, if you are in Moore, I would go ahead and get underground right now. Violent tornado, and this thing is kicking up debris. We just zoomed in. We saw the debris. Now, of course, the trees are a little bit in the way, so you can't see it actually at the ground, but this is definitely causing a lot of damage right now.
And Damon and Rusty, the thing that I would caution everybody on, the storms we saw yesterday, they would produce a tornado and it would come back, it would go back up. This one has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. We have not seen any weakening at all. It just seems to be getting bigger. That really concerns me about how long this thing is going to be on the ground. It's headed into the south parts of Oklahoma City, just seeing some power flashes along the base of that. So it's hitting power lines over there, probably approaching May Avenue. We're going to need to get out of here because it's going to come just a little too close to where we're at.
Yeah, Chris, so right along Southwest 149th Street, that is in Oklahoma City. Southwest 149th Street, as it moves into Moore, becomes Southwest 19th Street. We're talking about Moore city limits streets between Southwest 19th and 4th Street. In the Oklahoma City area, Southwest 134th Street and 149th Street, south to 164th Street. This is a tornado emergency. You need to be below ground immediately. You need to be below ground immediately. Now is the time to go into your tornado shelter. We are not here to scare you, but this is a very large tornado, and we want you to understand the tone that we are using right now as a very serious situation, a life-threatening situation, as we have this large tornado on the ground. We hear the tornado sirens. They are going off. You need to take these tornado sirens seriously. Take our warnings very seriously. Again, a large tornado is moving now in the western Cleveland County. Rusty.
Damon, I have this tornado going over the river as we speak. I do believe it is starting to turn more east. We get these large tornadoes. They become right turners. They head more due east. So right now I have it just south of Southwest 149th Street. Let me say this, and I'm going to say this with as serious as I've ever said in the 7 years I've been here. If you're not underground on the path of this storm, you are endangering your life. This is the kind of tornado that is going to be coming into the western sides of Moore. You have to be out of the path of this tornado.
Okay, and for all parents of Moore, the students in the Moore school limits are being held at school, and they are putting them in their shelters. Do not go to the Moore public schools to pick up your children. They are being held in school, and they are going to be placed in their designated tornado shelters within the school, right along Southwest 149th Street, right down Penn Avenue, Western Avenue as you move into Moore. Again, this is a large tornado that is coming in. Chance Cold Iron, go.
Damien, this is going EF5 right now. It just crossed the river. I think I've seen 2 cars get picked up off the bridge, thrown in the air. This thing is violent. People have to be underground, just like Rusty's saying. We got power lines down. The old bridge on I-44, the metal bridge, has been taken down. And that's some strong winds. People need to be in their shelter.
I've got
the
debris.
exact location of the tornado is going to be just to the south of 149th Street, moving due east right now.
Okay, I am detecting debris in this storm with our radar. You can see the radar on the right-hand side of your television screen there. That pink shading that you see right there, that is debris that is in this storm. So this is a large, violent tornado. A tornado emergency has been issued for Cleveland County and southern Oklahoma County, although as this storm turns more right, this is going to stay more in the Cleveland County here. So right along southwest 149th Street, I am detecting some significant debris within this tornado right here from our radar. And again, southwest 149th Street turns into southwest 19th Street into Moore. That would put it on the track that would take it into the street where we have a Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart. We have that will be just south of the Warren Theater. Again, this is going to be moving into the Westmore community right along southwest 149th Street. Brad.
And you just mentioned something very important. Folks that are driving right now, listening to us on the Cumulus broadcast stations, 104.9 The Wild, Bob FM, the Sports Animal, the Cat. If you're in your car, do not seek shelter in a large box store. A Walmart, a Lowe's, a Home Depot is not a sturdy shelter. Something smaller, something sturdy, and do not get under an underpass. Damon.
Absolutely not. Again, this is anyone who is trying to rush home right now. Again, we have a very large, a dangerous tornado that is moving into western parts of Cleveland County right now. Here's a tornado right here from our radar vantage point. Okay, this right here, this pink shading, the tornado is just southwest of just south of southwest 149th Street. You can see we've got our radar signatures, these rings spinning around, and this right here, this is going to be debris right here. This is southwest 149th. This is southwest 134th Street. As this is in the Oklahoma City limits, these streets are then renamed as they move into Moore. This right here is going to be known as 4th Street and Moore. This right here is 19th Street and Moore. If you are now in your tornado shelters, or if you haven't done so yet, go into your shelters and Moore. You can watch us on our KOCO Tornado app. You can watch our live streaming coverage. We will tell you when it is safe to get out of your shelter. But right now, we continue to have a very large, dangerous tornado moving into western Cleveland County. Chris Lee.
Yeah, Damon, we just went through 134th and Penn. There's no power. I'm looking at neighborhoods. Obviously, it's still light, so I would necessarily see lights, but I don't see a whole lot of electricity. I'm thinking maybe these areas are out. You can see some power plants across I-44 there. We were seeing quite a bit of debris being picked up. We're now approaching 134th and Western, and there's no power here either. So a lot of power out in this area already. And so if you're counting on that sort of thing for your warning, that's what you need to be concerned about. We're kind of running away from it, getting a little bit out ahead of it, and it's back behind us towards Bay Avenue and 149.
All right, Chris. All right, we're continuing to track a very dangerous tornado and looking at reflectivity within that and the velocity right there. We're still talking about it. Looks like there, Rusty. Is that 160 mile per hour gate to gate?
It's at least, Damon. You're looking at probably 160 to 180. There, the comparison easily goes to the 2 tornadoes yesterday. This looks on radar to be an EF4. It could even be an EF5. You know, it's close. The winds are extremely strong. This is a very violent tornado. I have it right now. It just crossed I-44 again, by the way. So it crossed I-44. It is now tracking along southwest 149th. The path is still just north of east, but it is beginning to turn a little bit more on to a due east track.
What mode are we in right now?
This is what we call our F5 mode. This is going to allow us to pick up the strongest winds. We can can pick up winds of an EF5 tornado. And again, right now, what I'm looking at are winds that are at least an EF4.
I'm picking up quite a bit of debris within this tornado right now. So we continue this right here. A tornado emergency has been issued for Cleveland County, so you can see the amount of reflectivity you have or the amount of velocity we have there. Let's go back over to reflectivity. Rusty, let's go back over to reflectivity here. There's a tornado on the right-hand side of your television screen. Look how large that is. This is a tornado right here. So the tornado is right along 149th Street. This will become 19th Street and more. So we're talking about those right along the Moore Athletic Club, all right, the Moore Athletic Club, their Golf and Athletic Club, the Dick's Sporting Goods, the Walmart, Stone Meadows Community, Westmore. As you make your way a little bit farther east, we're talking about those that are right along the western part of the access road there. So we're looking at now, we're going to have the Warren Theater, the Walmart. We're going to have all these community centers that are just right along in between 119th and 134th. This eventually becomes 4th and 19th Street right here. The tornado right here is now right over Southwest 149th Street. That is going to be still in the Oklahoma City metro limits, but that will eventually turn into Indian Hills Road. That's going to become Southwest 34th Street and more. So we're still tracking this very large tornado. You can see a very large tornado, a tornado emergency. This tornado is right over Southwest 149th. It is getting ready to approach Western Avenue. This is going to be right here, the Canadian River. Large tornado. It looks like this tornado may have jogged just a scotch down to the south here, but it's still right along 134th and 149th. And again, 134th becomes 19th Street as it moves into Moore, which is going to be right here. So this is going to be 19th Street and Moore. And again, this is going to be Southwest 34th Street. Southwest 34th Street and Moore. South 19th Street and Moore. Right here, 149th Street. So again, those of us that are anywhere between the Oak Ridge Elementary School, if you are near the Moore Golf and Athletic Club, Westmore Trails Park, the community of Stone Meadows, right along Western and right near Westmore, and as you approach the Orr Family Farm, again, the Orr Family Farm, you are all in the path of this dangerous tornado. Rusty.
Damon, I literally have it right over Pennsylvania and Southwest 149th. You can see that region where we don't have any reflectivity. We call it a bounded weak echo region. That is indicative of the most intense tornadoes. When our radar picks up that signature, it shows you just how strong the winds are within this. The outside area, that's more than likely debris. We have had reports already of extensive damage on the northern sides of Newcastle with this tornado.
Okay, absolutely no surprise about that. Again, this is we continue our coverage right here. I'm depicting a lot of debris being wrapped up within this tornado, and again, it looks like this tornado continues to be right over 149th Street. This is Southwest 149th Street, and again, this will eventually become Southwest 34th Street as you move into Moore. Chance Cold Iron, go ahead, go.
Okay, David, tornado is 149 just crossed in, moving over towards May. It's a large stovepipe tornado. It's in the EF4 category or higher. It's doing major structural damage. Everything back to the west of that storm is down. I-44 is closed, but people on the east shore, up towards I-35, need to be underground. This tornado's not anything to mess with.
No.
We're coming up all day right here. I'll get this shot, Damon.
Okay, so Southwest, okay, this is Southwest 149th Street, Southwest 134th Street. If you're familiar with this area, there's a McDonald's right here, or Family Farm, Southwest 149th Street. The tornado is now crossing right over Penn Avenue, moving more to the east. Again, anyone that is within the Walmart, there's a Walmart on 19th Street and more. There's a tornado on the right-hand side of your television screen there. If you are at the within the Walmart on 19th Street and more, if you are near the Dick's Sporting Goods on 19th Street, if you live near the Home Depot, the Moore Golf and Athletic Club, you are in the path of this tornado. You need to be below ground. You can see the tornado on the right-hand side of your television screen. Again, that is right here over Southwest 149th Street, and again, that becomes South 34th Street and more. That is going to be 1 block north, 1 street north of Indian Hills Road and more. Danielle Dozier, go.
Hey, Damon. Yeah, we are still following this tornado. The stream that you're looking at right now, we're actually driving to the east, trying to get away from it, but we're coming up on, it looks like Wilson Boulevard and Markwell Avenue, and the storm.
Did we lose
Santa
Danielle?
Fe and South 134th. Chris Lee's telling me another exact location, and the storm's actually behind us. It is a still large tornado. Debris is evident flying in the air. People in Moore need to be underground right now if they are not already. Chris Lee is taking the camera right now, trying to point it towards the tornado. Again, we are trying to get safely east of this thing right now, but we're still staying on top of it, David.
Okay, and you can see right here with our high-resolution mapping, we have plenty of neighborhood developments right here. Lots of high-density neighborhoods, so this is moving into a very dense part now of Moore. It was moving through southwestern parts of the metro here where it wasn't nearly as dense, but now we are getting closer to I-35. This tornado is going to pass right over I-35 here, and eventually it's right on 19th Street there. Okay, Rusty, can we put some more street locators on there? I can't. I believe that's going to be 19th Street and more right there. Again, 19th Street and more, Westmore Trails Park, the community of Stone Meadows, Westmore, Southwest 19th Street. That's going to be right where they have the Home Depot. There is a Walmart. There is going to be a Buffalo Wild Wings on the west-hand side there, a Lewis Jewelers. All of you, you need to be in your tornado shelter immediately. Chance Cold Iron, you're live now. Go ahead, go.
Damon, I was on Southwest 134th and Santa Fe is pretty wrapped. There's a big neighborhood addition. 9 miles here. Get ready to take it direct in. Just southwest of Southwest 134th and Santa Fe. This is a tornado by a quarter mile. It's rain wrapped now. You're not going to be able to see it. We got too many people on the road still, Damon. Everybody in Moore needs off the road and their shelters. It's turning. It's going to. Still south of 34th Street, and it's moving east back now, probably getting close to Santa Fe. But it's rain wrapped, hard to see. We got debris and fire lines coming down well in advance of this tornado.
Okay, yeah, so once again, okay, so here we are here. This is going to be, let's see, Santa Fe here. This right here is going to be I-35 right here. That is going to be 19th, right there. Let's go. Rusty, let's see here. That's going to be 134th Street. This right here is going to be 19th Street. All right, here we go. So 19th Street and more. All right, so this right here is going to be, there's a Walmart right here. There is going to be a PetSmart right here, 4th Street. Tornado moving right over. This is going to be density area. Right here we have a Lowe's. I'm sorry, the Lowe's is right here. Home Depot is right here. Dick's Sporting Goods right here. Okay, and this is going to be the tornado right here. This is going to cross over. This is going to cross over 19th Street here and make its way right over I-35. Again, this is a very large tornado. It's a very large tornado. You can see it there on the right-hand side of your television screen. But here, this is 4th Street. This is going to be 19th Street right here. This is moving into Moore. Looks like the last radar scan may have just barely nudged it a little bit farther down to the south. Again, we continue to monitor this. So again, those of us from the Moore Athletic Club, if you're living right around the Oak Ridge Elementary School, the Westmore Trails Park, okay, we're talking about just west of I-35. This is going to be especially just right around the Warren Theater, the Moore Medical Center, Royal Park, Moore. This is all on the west side of I-35. You are in the path of this tornado. Again, this is a tornado emergency for Moore. We have a tornado emergency for Moore with this storm as it continues to move. So if we look here, we're zooming in real close here. This is going to be 4th Street. Here's 19th Street. If we're looking on the west side of the highway here, this is going to be where the Warren Theater is right here. So the Warren Theater is right here. There is a Lowe's right here. And then there is going to be a Walmart right here. This tornado is going to cross over 35. It is just west of the Warren Theater right now. Here's Santa Fe right here. And you can see the tornado there on the right-hand side of your television screen. Chris Lee, go ahead, go.
Yeah, we're running about a mile and a half ahead of this thing on 19th Street in Moore. If you see our stream, There's a bunch of we're going by a school. School is getting ready to let out. The buses are all here, but they are not letting out. Something to point out. This thing is so big, David. It is so big it really doesn't look like a tornado. It's got a lot of rain that is drawing around it, so it doesn't have that defined. You know, when we showed it to you as it was forming, it had the edges and looked very well defined, and now it's very fuzzy and kind of almost looks just like a cloud on the ground. And then as it gets bigger, you start to see pieces of debris flying around up off the ground. So this is very definitely a very large tornado heading across the South Moore area. We are on Southeast 4th Street in Moore and running a little bit ahead of it.
Okay, yeah, Chris, so Southeast 4th Street and Moore. So looking at this and even looking downstream here, for those of us east of I-35, if you live anywhere right along Eastern Avenue there, that is also known as Toby Keith Boulevard and Moore, if you live along that, if you live even farther east, as you make your way down near Bryant, near Veterans Memorial Park, if you make your way to Sooner Road, I know the communities, the creeks of Wimberley, Rock Creek, you are in the path of this. Again, if you live at the creeks of Wimberley or Rock Creek, you need to be in your tornado shelter immediately. Again, this tornado, it is still on the west side of I-35. It is passing right over, just near the Warren Theater area. This is in between 4th and 19th Street. Again, if you live in on the east side now of I-35 here, looking here, it looks like we are likely going to have this tornado continue to pass right over I-35. So now we are talking about there's a Walmart neighborhood market right along 4th Street. You are in the path of this storm. There is going to be an Arvis Bank. You are in the path of this storm that is right along 4th Street. The Cleveland County Health Department is right there on 4th Street. You are all part of this storm. Chance Cold Iron, you're on the phone.
David, I think the Moore Medical Center took a direct hit of this tornado. It's now rain wrapped. It was a quarter to a half mile wide before we lost it. It looks like it's going to come right down 4th Street. I have just passed East Central Elementary on 4th Street. Got debris, large chunks of debris falling a half a mile in front of this tornado. But you can't see it. Do not go down I-35 from Oklahoma City to get off. Anybody from Moore, Midwest City, Dell City need to stay out of the way of this tornado. You cannot see it at all. It's large, causing major damage. But anybody along 4th Street, up through 12th Street, 89th Street, in Moore High School, all around that area need to be in their shelters right now.
Okay, yeah, and again, this is crossing right over I-35. Rusty, go.
Damon, I do have it jogging a little bit more northeast. It had tracked right across 149th, but now as it's gotten to I-35, it's actually jogged just a little bit northeast. These tornadoes, they have minds of their own. They're not going to take a straight path. They will wobble back and forth as they cycle, so expect kind of a east-northeast turn. Let me also say this. Again, you are risking your life if you're not below ground in the path of this tornado. So be below ground if you can. If you can't, you have to be at the lowest level as you can. You have to be out of a mobile home. You need to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That's the bottom line. Get the tornado app that we have. Also, if you don't have a smartphone with you, turn your TV all the way up, but get in a closet. Damon and I will be very specific on everything. Damon, the last thing we want people doing is sitting in their living rooms right now watching the TV as this tornado is heading to them. This is how life-threatening this situation is.
We are not here to scare you. We are not trying to put fear, but we want you to know how serious of a storm this is. This is a tornado emergency for Moore. This is where the Moore was the birthplace of the tornado emergency back in 1999. So right here, this is going to be the Moore Medical Center that Chance was just talking about. This right here, this is Telephone Road. This is where the Warren Theater is. This is where the Lowe's is. This is going to be where the Walmart is right here. This is that commercial development right here, the tornado crossing right over I-35. You can see on the right-hand side of your television screen, this is Eastern Avenue right here. As you get into Moore, this is also known as Toby Keith Boulevard. There is going to be a Walmart neighborhood market right here, the Cleveland County Health Department right here, and there is going to be an Arvis Bank right here. There's a Subway right here, and then there's going to be a middle school right here, Highland East. Highland East is going to be right here. So the middle school, junior high, Highland Junior High is right here. This is going to be Bryant, all right? This is going to be Veterans Memorial Park right here. So Bryant, Veterans Memorial Park. This is the tornado now. This is going to be right this has just crossed over the train tracks and more. So this tornado has crossed right over the train tracks and more, right along 4th Street. Okay, this is debris that we are picking up within this tornado. A tornado emergency for Moore, Toby Keith Boulevard, the Cleveland County Health Department. This is going to be right here, again, a Highland Junior High. Large tornado moving right down 4th Street and more. It is now crossing over the train tracks and moving at 20 miles per hour. Bryant Avenue, okay, and again, Veterans Memorial Park. This right here is going to be the Creeks of Wimberley. Right here, if you're listening, this is going to be the housing community of the Creeks at Wimberley. Rock Creek is going to be right here, and the housing community right here of Heather Ridge. Heather Ridge, Creeks at Wimberley, okay, Creeks at Wimberley, Heather Ridge, and Rock Creek neighborhoods. Right here, this is going to be, again, this is going to be the junior high. Again, you need to be below ground right now. Danielle Dozier, go.
Hey, yeah, we just crossed at 134 Southeast in Sunny Lane here in the Moore area, and you can still see the tornado here on our live shot. I really hope these people are underground. We have got a ton of cars out here on the road, which I really don't like to see. They're still trying to escape the tornado from the east, moving to the east, and it's still large tornado. I can't even fathom how much damage it's already caused. It's been on the ground for a long time now, Damon, and we just realized that it crossed the I-35, still moving and still just a large tornado.
Okay.
Back to you.
Yeah, large tornado. We are still detecting winds there. That's gate to gate. That is going to be pinging over 200 miles per hour. So once again, 4th Street, 19th Street, you can see the velocity of tornado is still there. Let's go back over to reflectivity. All right, I know this area very, very well. All right, this is home to me, so I'm very familiar. Rusty, back over to reflectivity here. And again, the tornado, this is going to be Bryant. All right, Veterans Park right here. Okay, Creeks at Wimberley is right here. All right, there's a very large house. I think many of us who drive down 4th Street, we know exactly where that is. Veterans Memorial Park, tornado right overhead. Okay, so Veterans Memorial Park, again, this is going to be the Creeks at Wimberley. This is going to be Rock Creek. Those are neighborhoods, all right? This tornado is moving right down 4th Street. It is now just east now of the junior high. It is now east of the Cleveland County Health Department here. So this tornado has already crossed over the train tracks. Again, this is 4th Street, all right? So this tornado is now right over Veterans Memorial Park, okay? It is approaching into the Creeks at Wimberley. It's this neighborhood right here. This is going to be Rock Creek right here, okay? There is going to be a Baptist church right here. So 4th Street, the tornado is running right down 4th Street and more. We continue to detect a very large tornado. This is a tornado emergency, and now it looks like the tornado has just jogged just a couple inches now just north of 4th Street. But that pink right there, that is going to be the debris, but it looks like maybe the tornado is still going to be running just north right along 4th Street here. So again, this tornado is now east of Veterans Park. Okay, this tornado is now going to be moving right into Rock Creek. Again, that neighborhood, Rock Creek, and the Creeks at Wimberley. You need to be below ground. Again, you need to be below ground if you are living in Rock Creek or the Creeks at Wimberley, or even Heather Ridge right there. That is going to be 3 neighborhoods that are all packed really tight together between Bryant and Sunny Lane Road, between Bryant and Sunny Lane Road. Again, a very large tornado. It is now getting ready to move and is going to impact. There is a Baptist church that is right at the corner here of Sunny Lane Road and 4th Street. The tornado is now right over Sunny Lane Road with our latest radar scan right here. So this tornado is now right along Sunny Lane Road, okay, so Sunny Lane Road, and this is going to be 4th Street. This is getting across now back into the Oklahoma City limits here. The Moore city limits stop right here at Sunny Lane Road. So now this is going to change street numbers here, and again, this is going to turn into, I do believe this is now going to be southeast. This is going to be southeast 134th Street. 134th Street as this tornado is now moving out of Moore and is now moving back into the Oklahoma City metro limits here. This is going to be Lake Stanley Draper. Large tornado right along 4th Street, now moving into Oklahoma City, becoming 134th Street and Sooner Road. Sunny Lane, Sooner Road. There are houses right within here, and you can see we are still detecting plenty of rotation right now. Again, a very large tornado is moving now out of Moore and is now moving into, Oklahoma City right here. So it looks like the storm is now east of Eastern otherwise known as Toby Keith, and now we're getting this tornado back into Oklahoma City limits here. Brad, go ahead, go.
Jamin, you know, the cold front is interacting with this tornado. If anything, that interaction has actually sped the speed up a little bit, which does two things. It doesn't allow it to be over the community as long, but it also factors in the speed of the tornado with the actual tornadic winds. So it can make the winds of the tornado faster, but it doesn't stay over the same communities as long. But still a violent tornado on the ground. And Rusty, I'll send it to you.
All right, guys, can we go to Advantage Doppler 3D, please? I do want to let our southern viewing area know you do have a tornado warning. That is for Garvin and Stevens County until 4:15. There is an active circulation right now, possibly producing a tornado, and it's going to be in northern Stevens County. Going to track that out for you real quickly here, moving off to the east at around 30 miles an hour. So as it moves into Garvin County, Purdy at 356, Elmore City 415, 429 in Brady. If you live in the Pauls Valley area, just keep a real close eye on this storm. This could be headed towards I-35 in Garvin County. Brad?
And Rusty, I wanted to add to that. We have eyes on that storm as well. Jeremy Carter is right on that storm. He has been tracking it. It is a wall cloud right now, not a tornado on the ground with that southern storm. A lot of attention, of course, in Moore right now with what's happening there. But we're also watching you in southern Oklahoma because we have a number of storms that are developing.
All right, guys, let's go on back to Advantage Doppler HD and track this storm. Again, I have it right now, the tornado on the ground just north of Southeast 4th between Sunny Lane and Sooner Road. This will be approaching Lake Stanley Draper on the western side. If for some reason you know anyone who might be out on Lake Stanley Draper, let them know that this tornado is headed their way. It would be an extremely dangerous situation to be out on the water. You don't want to be anywhere near the lake at this point in time. On the right-hand side of your screen, you see the tornado live as it is moving. I have it tracking right now just north of east at approximately 20 miles an hour. The cold front may be having it pick up just a little bit of speed right now. But as Damon noted, this is getting back into technically southern Oklahoma City. This is now moving across Sooner Road between Southeast 119th and 134th. And Damon, it really looks like this will cross directly over Lake Stanley Draper.
Yeah, absolutely. This is now moving out of the city of Moore now. So now we're back into Oklahoma City limits, which is why these street numbers have changed. But this tornado right down Sooner Road, this is right down Sooner Road, crossing over here for people that are familiar with this area. If you know the restaurant Royal Bavaria, that is going to be right down here. So this is just north of the Royal Bavaria on Sooner Road. This is now moving more closer to Lake Stanley Draper. This pink that you're seeing right here, this is debris. That black right there is going to be debris. We are now in between Air Depot and South Sooner Road, in between right here, Southeast 119th and 134th Street. Again, we are getting this even closer to Lake Stanley Draper, the southwest sides of Lake Stanley Draper. If you live within this area, this is a very large tornado. You need to be below ground as we continue to track this significant storm. And you can see the debris, right in between Air Depot, Sooner Road, Southeast 119th and 134th Street. This is approaching Lake Stanley Draper, moving to the east at speeds of about 25 miles per hour. We continue this tornado emergency. This is a tornado emergency still for those of us that are right west of Lake Stanley Draper. Chance Cold Iron, go.
David, that tornado came down just right along 4th Street, or moved just to the south of 4th Street. I lost my house, I'm pretty sure. Maybe yours is gone. It's going right over the lake right now. It's a strong stovepipe tornado. It's just not giving up. It just keeps on and keeps on. It's one of these ones that's going to keep going. Slithering down just a little bit now, but it should be right over Lake Stanley Draper right now as we speak. Moving to the east. Anybody on the east side of the lake or over that direction needs to be out of the way of this tornado in their shelters.
It's not letting anybody go through.
Okay, Chance.
Thank you.
Okay, Chance. Yeah, once again, we continue to track this very significant tornado. This is moving into now Lake Stanley Draper, very large tornado there, and we are still picking up debris with this. This is getting ready to cross right over into Lake Stanley Draper. You can see right here the population density isn't nearly as much as it was just to the west as it was moving into Moore. You can see all this. These are all trees. What this tornado is going to do, it is going to pick up these trees, so that is going to be added debris, and our reflectivity within this is going to get even larger. We're probably going to start seeing more black shading in here with this as the radar starts picking up trees within this tornado.